Many people are reacting to a controversial statement from the Charlotte-Mecklenburg branch of the NAACP. You see it here, the organization posting on Facebook advocating the interim Charlotte mayor be black because current mayor Vi Lyles is black. Opposing comments say that position should be filled by the most qualified person.
We are joined by Corinne Mack. She's the president of the NAACP here locally to talk about their stance. Corinne, thanks for coming on. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me this morning.
So,
good morning.
Are you surprised? This is now actually getting some national attention this morning online. Are you surprised by the reaction?
I'm not surprised. Let me first say that the statement is my personal statement. It's not the NAACP branch statement. It's my statement as the president of the branch. And I'm not surprised looking at the climate in this country right now.
So the mayor has announced that she is stepping down at the end of the month. We know that the majority of the council members, obviously the mayor of African-American descent. Tell us why you think the next person, the interim person, should be. Are you saying a black woman or just a black person?
I said a black person. And the reason I said it is because all over the country, black representation is being stripped. We have two specific lawsuits that we're all looking at, both in Louisiana as well as in Alabama. We also know that in South Carolina just this week, in District 6, which is Congressman Clyburn's district, there was a move to try to strip him from an opportunity to hold his seat. And so,
how is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. It is finally Friday. Let me go ahead and do the roll call. And I'm glad to see you all. And you know this is nonsense. You already know where I'm going with this, but I still wanted to share it with you. Joel, how are you doing? Dorian, hello, how are you? Tarakan, how are you? Baldwin, Birds, good. Hello, hello. My girls, hello. Greg, how are you doing, love? I mean, my girl said a black Cruella de Vil. My girls, I thought it was the second coming of Miss Cleo. You can call me now. How you doing, Agent? My girls is already cutting up. I cannot with her. I thought that Agent, how you doing? Oh my God. This chat is off the chain. I thought Miss Cleo died several years ago, but it's obvious that she is back. My girls, I can't with you today. I cannot. Call me now. Woo, Jesus. Oh, help this chat. Please help this chat. This chat's off the chain. So how you doing, Roni? Oh my goodness. And so if you listen to what they're saying, no one has said anything about anyone being qualified. Yes, Tarakan, it is. And I don't give a care. There's black representation all over the place. And what are they doing? So again, we go wrong when we're looking at the color of someone's skin. How you doing, T. Lawrence? She can hear about Do Nothing Mayor for Milwaukee. Boom. Lawrence, some people still don't get it. You don't vote for skin color. Black Americans have been voting for skin color, and to include, of course, many Black Democrats. And what do they have to show for it? High crime, high poverty, all of the negatives you can think of. Fill in the blank, right? My girl, she looks like a Swami snake charmer. I'm just saying, you know, if a white, person had made the same statements that she made, the internet would have just crashed. I'm just saying. Nobody's taking a Black person's right to, Lord to reckon they're not going to tell the truth. You know that. Right, Dorian? So let's listen to some more of this crap. And you know where I'm going with it, but I still wanted to share it with you.
So because of that, my position is it would not be a good look for us.
She's talking about that Charlotte needs another Black mayor, because if it's a white person, it's not going to be a good look for them. It's not supposed to be about looks, ma'am. What are you doing for your constituents who actually are the people that vote for you? That's the problem.
To give a seat that originally was a Black woman's seat that we elected, duly elected in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area, to a white person at this time. We know that we had several instances where we, the city council elected a white person as the interim mayor, Patsy Kenzie, as well as Dan Klopfelter. I had no problem with that. I was the president at that time. I had no problem with it. But we're in a very specific time right now in this country, at a time where Black representation is being stripped every single day throughout the country. I do not believe that we should be giving this particular seat at this time to a white person.
Again, she's saying nothing about qualifications. What if the white person is more qualified than the Black person? So you see how she's talking. You know who she votes for. She votes blue no matter who. How you doing, CJ? My girls, I have Black identity politics fatigue. Yes. Dorian says she's a cosplaying Elijah Muhammad. Oh my God, this chat.
So this is going to be an interim position. Earlier this week, we had the former mayor, Jennifer Roberts, on. She was saying she thought that she would be a good person to serve in the interim position because she wouldn't take a salary. She's not interested in running in 2027. And then she has the experience of being mayor before. Are you concerned that, someone like that being just in the interim position may want to run? Is that kind of the concern?
No, there's no concern at all about any particular individual. This was not about Jennifer Roberts or any particular person. I'm simply saying, because of the climate we're in, let's do what is correct, which is ensure that we put a Black.
Ma'am, if you're going to do what is correct, you should actually place the person in that position who is the most qualified. So again, these people are the most racist people that you will meet. Let's just listen to what they say. Tarek, take your turban off and show us your wig. Oh my God.
Black person in that particular seat.
Let me rewind that because I want to make sure you hear this.
Correct. Which is ensure that we put a Black person in that particular seat. There are many qualified Black people. I'm disturbed that there's a question about whether or not a Black person is qualified. There are many Black qualified people in the city of Charlotte. Let's look for one. I'm talking to the city council, and choose one of those individuals. It's an interim seat. Any person who...
Is that not being racist? You're looking for someone with Black skin. So you could have a person with white skin who's qualified, but because they're not Black, is that not the definition of discrimination? I'm just asking for a friend. How you doing, Steve? The NAACP is a commie racist organization that promotes racism just like the SPLC. Yeah. Roni, no problem with putting anybody into that position, just not what. Roni, yes, it's very clear. My girl said, let Sleepy Eyes Susan know DIE is dead. Boom. Obviously, she did not get the memo.
Wants to run in November of 2027, has the right to do so.
But you alluded to the fact that you wrote this, but this is posted as the organization. And the post not only makes the case for the importance of Black representation, which I think is not a controversial ideal at all,
Right.
but it goes on to talk about white folks lobbying for the job are disturbing, tone deaf, and self-centered. Is that the stance of the NAACP?
That's the stance of Corinne Mack. I wrote the post. And the reason I said it was back to what I said earlier. Because of the time we're in right now, I don't see any of those very same people who are lobbying to be the mayor here in City Charlotte saying anything about the racism that we're enduring as Black people.
So she's talking about none of the white people there are talking about all of the horrible things that Black people are dealing with, all of the racism they're dealing with. So they just won't let it go. You know, how you doing, Jeremiah? How you doing, Maga Tamara? And Jim Berger, hello, dear. How are you? Jim said, how you doing, Jim? Jim, these people, they are race hustlers. That's what they are. This is how they stay in power. The NAACP has not been relevant in like forever. They may as well just disband. I'm just saying. CJ says, it's funny because everyone still has their rights to vote, no matter what your race is. For example, the Democrats in Memphis who represent the majority of Black districts before the district. Okay, CJ. Like Trump says, if all you do is complain, we don't want them in our country. No. Okay, Jim Berger. I'm glad you found us. Everyone, please welcome Jim Berger. He said he just found the channel. And hey, give him a nice, warm Rolynn's Reviews. Welcome, welcome. Hit that like button. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button, Jim. We call out all of the racism of the left. Remember, they're always pointing. How you doing, Robert? They're always pointing fingers, saying it's the conservatives. They need to look in the mirror. Okay, it's always look. They're racist. They're racist. Look in the mirror. And we don't stand for it here. And the racism is dripping from this woman's lips. And I'm actually going to show you the post that she placed on Facebook. Thank you so much, Jim Berg, excuse me. And so, yeah, if a white person had done that, oh my God, the internet would have crashed. This lady and Maxine Waters came from the same alien pod. Boom. CJ, Memphis Democrat says a white man who represents the Black district is what I'm interested. Okay, CJ, thank you, dear. So yeah, I want the best person. Thank you, Lord Tarekin. I want the best person for the job. If that person happens not to be Black, who cares? If they're doing what they're supposed to be doing for the people. These race hustlers, these Black grifters, that this is what they live for. This is how they make their money. So you know they're coming out big time because they've been told, and they're still trying to drill into all Black people's head, Trump, racist, 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 racist. We know that is not true. The powers that be, they fear all of us coming together. Jim, you're new here on this channel. I've said that in several videos. They don't want people together. They want us fighting and hating and killing each other. And so the NAACP Charlotte Mecklenburg chapter president, Karen Mack, she's refusing to walk back her comments, and they are racist comments. She's basically saying, to telling them to discriminate, and they want a Black person in that position. Now, if there was a white organization saying they wanted a white person in a position, that would be a problem. So why are they allowed? I'm just asking for a friend. Why are they allowed to say the things that they say? When she was talking about, this was disturbing, and she's talking about the recent rulings that have happened. That has nothing to do you're equating that with what's going on there in Charlotte. Charlotte has nothing to do with the SCOTUS and the decisions that they're making. So she's saying, okay, they're taking all black power. They're stopping black people from voting. We need a black in this position, is what she's saying. CJ, Wesley Hunt in Texas represents a white majority in Texas. Where's the racism? I'm not seeing it. Right. So it's just, they need to stop. Maga, I hope all is well with you, love. Good to see you. Tell Mr. Maga I said hello. Thank you. So she said that voters in Charlotte have been intentional about having black representation. Ma'am, black Americans have been voting for Democrats for 60 plus years. They've had a token here and there for black representation. What have they done for their constituents? The black voters that actually put them in those positions. I'll wait. So stop it with this black representation. It's a pipe dream. The blacks that are receives these tokens, receive some positions. They are there vetting. They're there doing what the Democratic Party tells them to do. They're not doing anything for their constituents. So Trump, go ahead. I'm glad that the SCOTUS, I think I was watching a video earlier, said that Lincoln freed the slaves and now Trump freed black people again from the clutches of the Democratic Party. And I really agree with that because people are enslaved and they don't know it. Yeah, she voted for the Curry Queen. Yeah. Blacks that vote Democrat avoid responsibility and accountability for their lives. And as long as the demon politicians keep them in the dark, their lives will continue to spiral out of control. My girls, you've been here almost since the beginning. We've talked about this. Look at the blue cities. They are the worst of the worst. But I want a black. Look at Chicago. I wish our great sister Prosperity was in. That's all they do is vote for black. Look at the quandary that they are in. So stop it with this, we want a black person. You better be praying and asking God to show you the right person to place in that position, regardless of their color. Jeremiah said, bet she wouldn't vote for Winsome Earl Sears or Charlotte Bergman. Oh, no. Yeah, Rony, that would have been nice. Yeah. Trish, hello, dear. How are you? So they've got to get out of this small mindset, And so talking about voters in Charlotte have been intentional. And she's talking about black representation is being attacked all over the United States. She's talking about Trump. And, their mayor, of course, resigned. She's a registered Democrat. I think we mentioned that before. And so she's talking about black representations being undermined. And again, you've had Democrats have blacks everywhere. So you have representation. They're not doing anything but following the Democrats' agenda, which does not include you, lady, or any of the other black Americans that vote for them. Ask these illegals. That's who the Democrats have papered up. The illegals should love the Democrats, right? Yes, she does, Tyrakin, black liberal representation. All right, so there you go. So, what do you do? People telling you again what to think, how you should vote. That's insidious. That's no. You're supposed to have a brain. God gave us all a brain. You're supposed to think for yourself. This group think, that's not of God, where everyone's thinking the same. That's like a cult. That's of the devil. So the NAACP determines that you have value according to what your skin color is, and it has to be black. How much melanin you have in your skin. That's disgusting, folks. Beverly, how you doing, love? Everyone type in the comment section what you think about this controversy. CJ, did you check out my shorts? My shorts are doing very well. I'm doing 70s and 80s nostalgia. What we can't let them do is get us all so angry, get mad. Yeah, anger goes so deep. We don't need that. Jim Berg, I've been saying that, love, and you're new here. I'm on the same page with you. Jim, I have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. Life is too precious. Life is too short. I'm not hating anyone. When I leave here, I want to go and stand in front of my creator and I want him to say, hey, you did a good job. Right? Yes, Jim Berg. Yes, we do, love. I feel the same way. And that's just, hey, I'm Generation X. We didn't grow up with all this racial grifting and all of this stuff. We didn't have all this crap. That's all they do is cry racism. They're programmed, they're indoctrinated, and they've been brainwashed, and they don't know it. And it's sad. It really is. Oh, Jim Berg's a boomer. All right. We got some other boomers on here, Jim. You're still, hey, we're glad you're here. So tell me what your thoughts are. In my opinion, these black grifters and race hustlers, they need to go. They're coming out big time because they're losing the grip on black people, which to me is demonic. And I'm glad. Okay. They're trying to disguise their racism towards, of course, especially white people. And they want white people to feel guilty. And these race grifters, they know their day is coming. The Democrats losing power, they know that their time is coming to an end. And that's why they are flipping out. Rolynn Martin is over there about to have a heart attack on his channel. All of these race hustlers, Al Sharptongue, all of them know what's coming on down the road. Roni, I am a late boomer and we didn't do this in the 70s with people. Yeah, Beverly, I'm a Generation Xer. We did not do this crap. We were just out having fun. Oh my God, it's like we've gone backwards. And this is blatant racism. I mean, if you disagree with me, that's fine. But again, a white person would not be able to come out and say the things that this woman said. So that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Okay. And so let me go. Let me show you the next. Let me finish. I'm going to finish playing this. And then I want you to see when they were asking her to apologize. She was like, oh, I'm not walking that back. Let's finish.
Not one of them. I don't see any of them outraged about the fact that black representation is being stripped all over this country. Not one of them. And so it's interesting to me that you want to lobby to get a seat that a black person is leaving, but not once have you said anything about the black representation being stripped from us all over this country.
That's not their job, ma'am. They are supposed to be there working for their constituents, so stop it.
So, Corinne, will you or will the board nominate a person or suggest a person to the council who you think should fill this position in the interim?
No, we do not endorse. That's why I said this was not about any particular person, whether it's Jennifer Roberts or any other one.
She just wants, as long as it's someone who's black, she's happy. Doesn't matter if they're qualified.
A person who may be asking for the seat. I am talking about in general, the importance for us to replace a seat that was originally a black woman for a black person. And a qualified black person. And there are many.
But if there's a qualified white person, that's reverse discrimination, ma'am. And you couldn't make her understand that at all. How you doing, Tube State?
All right. Corinne Mack, head of the local NAACP. Corinne, thanks for coming on. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. What are your thoughts, folks? Tarakin, this black liberal representation stuff is nonsense. Yeah, it really is. Maga said she's racist and it's probably self-hatred. Good point, Maga. I mean, I don't care what color someone is. Can they do the job? And then when they were asking her, when that backlash started, they thought she was going to apologize. So let me show you again. Hold on. Let me get this on here. So again, if she's too old to have that thought process, she needs to be trying to get closer to her maker.
While sudden resignation, the president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg NAACP chapter isn't mincing words about who she believes should become the interim mayor.
Our Natisha Lance spoke to the president of the chapter about her recent comments that are drawing a lot of criticism. Her story, all new at 6 o'clock.
If we don't have Black representation, what do we have?
Charlotte-Mecklenburg NAACP President Corinne Mack is standing by a Facebook post she made on the organization's page Monday. In the post, she calls it, quote, seriously disturbing for white folks to be lobbying to be the interim mayor. Mayor Vi Lyles announced her early resignation last week. When she steps down in late June, City Council will appoint a replacement.
My position still is and will always be, in this particular case, we should now replace her with someone who's African American. It's that simple for me.
Mack says she has supported white candidates in the past, but feels given voting issues across the country, Lyle's replacement should be Black, stating, quote, while Black representation is being undermined and stripped nationwide, white folks are either tone deaf or worse, self-centered. The post has garnered hundreds of comments, many condemning Mack's words, saying the interim mayor should be the best person for the job.
It should be the best, the most qualified Black person.
In a statement, Charlotte City Council at-large member Victoria Watlington said, in part, I evaluate leadership based on demonstrated commitment to equity, tangible experience, and understanding of how government works, and the ability to build relationships and lead by influence. While Council member Kimberly Owens says this.
You know, it's her job as a leader of the NAACP to advocate for Black folks, and I have no issue with that statement being made. I don't feel necessarily bound to it, but I also can appreciate the sentiments that underlie it, and I respect that.
In her post, Mack warned City Council members who vote for a non-Black person would be held accountable next year.
So basically, she threatened people. If you don't vote for a Black person to be the mayor, you will pay. Listen to this, folks.
Things sit right now, 50% of Mecklenburg County's registered voters are white, while 30% are Black. Natisha Lance, WBTV, on your side.
Lanita, how you doing, dear? Lanita says, that woman is the reason there are so many Black do-nothing politicians in office today. Oh my, yes. They hold office just to make millions and do nothing of value for citizens. Boom. Lanita, you've been here long enough. You know that's my stance exactly. Who cares if a Black person has a seat if they're not helping their constituents? They don't, but they're just happy. Okay, just as long as a Black person has this position, it's not right. Could be, CJ. So tell me what your thoughts are, and then I will show you the actual Facebook post as well. So let me show you this. So let me show you. I can show you. This is the current mayor who's stepping down. Okay. And then I will show you the Facebook post, and we're almost done. Hit that like button, please, folks, if you will.
Siobhan Bryan.
And I'm John Carter, and that announcement today sending shockwaves across the entire city. Vi Lyles is the second longest serving mayor in Charlotte history. She was also the first Black woman to serve as the city's mayor. And just 6 months ago, she was elected to her 5th term in office. But now, after almost 10 years on the job, a change of heart for Vi Lyles.
Obviously, a lot to unpack with this one with wide-reaching ramifications. That's why we have both Dedrick Russell and investigative reporter David Hodges in studio with us.
So, gentlemen, quite the day today, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It was.
And even on her resignation day, I am told that Mayor Vi Lyles, she did show up to work today at the government center, and I was told that she had a lot of smiles.
Boy, that's incredible. And so, David, let's get to you first about it. You found out that the mayor's plan to step down early was already being talked about by political insiders?
Yeah, several sources who I spoke to said that there had been rumors about the mayor stepping down, but there were some who were shocked that it came this quickly. Mayor Lyles has been less engaged in her role since re-election, and she has not shared any of the 4 zoning meetings the city has had so far this year. Now, the political whirlwinds are swirling about who could be appointed after she steps aside.
I don't think folks were stunned that are kind of close to those circles. I don't think that folks necessarily expected it to come this quickly.
Former Charlotte Councilmember Larkin Eggleston served with Mayor Vi Lyles for years and spoke with WBTV about Lyles' announcement and what comes next. Eggleston and other insiders say Lyles likely ran for mayor most recently because of the transit sales tax referendum.
I think was probably a big motivator for her to run for re-election again last year, to make sure that that focus was on the transportation tax and not on an open mayor's seat.
She leaves a legacy of maturity and professionalism and class on how she held the office, especially at a time when we needed that stability in the mayor's office after going through 4 or 5 or 6 mayors after I left office.
Former Charlotte mayor and North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory said while the process to appoint Lyles' successor could be chaotic, it needs to be calm.
Whoever is selected as the mayor replacement during this year and a half needs to be someone we have confidence in that can handle a crisis and that can handle this transition.
5 current council members are rumored to be considering to run in the next election for mayor, but typically council has balked at appointing a replacement who also might run for the same office in the next election cycle.
Would you prefer to see somebody who doesn't intend on running for mayor in the next election?
I'm going to stay out of what that decision is, but the decision-making process ought to be one of dignity and maturity.
There's not going to be anyone who is going to make all 11 members of council excited. And that's never been the case. If you're there for the right reasons, you get over whether or not your person was ultimately chosen.
Got to get over it. But this is far from the first time that this has happened. Patsy Kinsey was appointed after Anthony Fox took the job as U.S. Secretary of Transportation. Then more recently, Dan Clodfelter was appointed from the state legislature after Mayor Patrick Cannon was criminally indicted. And I think that's the example that Charlotte council members are going to be thinking about when considering who to appoint next, because Clodfelter had promised that he was not going to seek re-election, and then he did. He ran against Jennifer Roberts. Jennifer Roberts won. Then Mayor Lyles beat her, and she's been mayor ever since. And we really haven't had a competitive mayor's election since 2017 now.
So this could be really interesting depending on how many want to run for this office here.
Correct. Somebody could play kingmaker on the city council, but it's going to be really interesting to see what the process is for city council to appoint someone. They're going to recommend it to the Intergovernmental Relations Committee, try and set up some rules about how to go about that. But all rules might be out the window when that many people want to be mayor.
And, you know, if I remember right, Pat McCrory was the last Republican to hold the office of mayor in Charlotte.
And he told me he'll also be the last Republican to hold the office of mayor in Charlotte.
And that
today.
may be true, but who knows whether the Republicans might bring somebody forward to run for the office.
Okay. Let me see. I wanted to read Jim's statement. Jim said in all this, they have yet to say anything about these people's platforms at all. Just their colors. That's so stupid. Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely. And that's what we're always talking about. It does not matter what the it shouldn't matter what the race is, but we know for some people it's very, very important. So I agree with you, Jim. Bass. Okay, so wait a minute. Someone just made a statement about Bass, and I need to read that. Because that's what we're getting to. Was it Tube State? Bass will be reelected as mayor as a Californian. This state is done. Yeah. So the Democrats have black people elected all over the place. And all they do is follow the Democratic agenda, which is illegals, and more illegals. They don't do that. They just use black people to vote for them. They don't do anything for them. That's dumb. Those are my thoughts. How you doing, jet lag? CJ, did you get my email? I guess you didn't know. You asked if I was all right and why I wasn't doing live streams. I only do live streams now Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays because you know who, YT. How you doing, Nemo? They don't share my channel out. Maybe I may get 100 views or 200 views on a live stream. So I'm doing shorts now. I did respond to your email, love. White supremacy is a lie made up so black people will be hateful and angry. MAGA, they do anything to try to keep black Americans angry. Boom. There you go. And thank God many people are waking up to that BS. So, you know, folks, you know how I feel. When we talk about this, one of the other things you think about, you know, all of the sympathy and empathy that they're trying to garner, and this woe is me and white supremacy and racism. Stop it. We have to have a black. Look at Baltimore, Philadelphia, Detroit, Memphis. I could go on and on and on, where all you do, Chicago, all you do is vote black, blackity, black, black, black. Those are some of the worst cities. So don't come in my face talking about we got to put a black person in office. Let's get someone who is qualified. If they're black, fine. If they're white, fine. But don't just, she's specifically saying she wants someone black. I talk about it, Steve. I talk about that all the time when black people talk about reparations, and I tell them to go to Africa because they sold their brethren and sisterin into slavery. So, Steve, I talk about that all the time. And then the people who are crying for reparations, I don't hear from them anymore. So that's how it goes. So yeah, she threatened those of you just joining the chat, hit the like button. She threatened the people if they don't vote someone black, they don't put someone black in that seat next year. When election time rolls around, she said they will pay. She threatened people. Dems are always thinking FBI are sheepheads that will do what they say whenever they need votes. Younger people are not stuck in civil rights era. Yeah, the civil rights era is dying off. People aren't listening to that crap anymore. How you doing, Isaiah? Good to see you, dear. Hope you're all right. The civil rights generation is going to be with their creator. They're dying every day. We know that. And that's just how and we think we see things totally different, So Charlotte Mecklenburg folks, you stand up to this woman and you tell, if people would wake up and say, hey, we don't care what color they are. And you can hear how they were talking about the mayor who's stepping down. Well, she's the first black woman. So that's how Democrats get all these people, like Lanita said, to get all these people in office. Oh, you're making history. And this is the first black female. And can she do the job? No one says anything about that. So, you know how I feel. The NAACP to me is useless. Thank you, Jim. And if those of you who were at my last live stream, most of you know I live here at Fort Bragg. Fayetteville is one city over, just a few minutes over. Blue City. I told you, I pulled up the test scores. They're run by Democrats. Please. No, they're the same way. Have a black mayor. They always got to put blacks here, there, everywhere. And they suck. I'm just saying. Because they don't choose people based on can they do the job. Oh, this is a black person. We have to put them in that job. No, that's not how you're supposed to do things. So if you look at this, race-based, get you in trouble. So you see a black person running for office, you're thinking, okay, if they're qualified and they're running against someone white, people like this woman are like, well, no matter what, you vote for you choose the black person. And that's their thought process, people. And they're lying to people, telling people that the Republicans and Trump are taking their voting rights. They're spreading all kinds of lies. They're taking their rights. And it's anti-American. And they lie to them. We're going to advocate for you. We're black like you. Please. They get those positions. They get in there. They make their money. And they forget you. So stop voting for these people. So anyone comes to me, oh, you got to vote for this person because they're black. I'm running. I'm not walking. I'm running away from that person. Because first of all, like I said, I'm going to say, especially if excuse me, if there's someone else, well, what about this person over here? I'm not going to vote for someone just because they're black. No. So tell me what your thoughts are. You know how I feel. You don't need a black representative. You need a competent representative. That's what you need. So someone just said this generation now, that my generation and one below me, we're not like the civil rights generation. We're different. And even the generations below me, they're more different than I am. So you have to come up with something else, because we don't want to hear that crap. We don't. So most black people are realizing. I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow on some of the lies that they're telling. I'm going to do a video on that. And if people would just do a little bit of research, these black women are allowing themselves to be used and abused by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party despises them. They use them, they abuse them, and then they throw them away. So that's how it goes. Some have realized what has been going on. Some are still, like this woman, they're still stuck. All of these socioeconomic indicators are in the negative, particularly for black people. And again, these are look at all the places where you have black representation. Please. Nope. So that's how I feel. And I'll show you the actual. Let me show you the actual Facebook post. And just like I know, let me put this up first. If you're enjoying this content, type a 1 in the comment section. I don't care that YouTube is not really sharing my video out. The people that are here, we will enjoy ourselves. That's all I care about. All right. Karen Bass got demolished. Yeah, she needs to go too. So again, the Democrats stick these black people in these positions. Thank you, Dorian, Lanita, my girls. Thank you, Baldwin, Jim, Jetlag, Steve, Greg, Maga, Jeremiah. Thank you. The Democrats stick these black people in these positions, and Karen Bass, Maxine Waters, all of these people, all they're doing is crashing out for illegals. And then when it's time, when they need a vote, that's when they go to the black people, but they're not going to do anything for them. So stop it. All right. Those of you just joining us, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg NAACP branch sparked controversy after its president, Corrine Mack, I told you her name already, posted a statement declaring it's seriously disturbing for white folks to be lobbying to be the interim mayor in Charlotte. And so this was posted on the Facebook page, May 11th. I'll share that with you. The core controversy. The local civil rights organization drew swift backlash. How you doing, Messenger? Hello, love. Okay, let me speak to the Messenger. All right. Let me know if you are new here so we can give you a nice, warm Rolynn's Reviews welcome. Yes, Tyrakin. The specific target, the post directly followed an announcement by former Charlotte Mayor Jennifer Roberts, who is white, stating she was willing to step in as interim. And remember, she said she didn't even want to be paid. She was just trying to help out. And this woman went off the accusations. And remember when she was talking, she said, I wasn't directing that towards anyone. Yes, you were. You were directing it towards this woman right here, former Mayor Jennifer Roberts, because she's white. So stop the lies. In the text of the post, Matt characterized white candidates as tone deaf or worse, self-centered, and added, it's not about you. So this is what she's saying about white people. Oh, okay, Messenger. Good to see you, dear. Right, Jeremiah? Oh, okay, Messenger. Well, we're glad you're here now, dear. Hit the like button, please. Thank you. The ultimatum. Let me highlight this. I told you, she pretty much threatened these people, the city council, that if they vote, so if they vote for a white person, okay, they're coming for your seats. You're not going to have that seat. That's a threat. Jim Berg, you see that? Right? Roni, the woman was offering to help. And this witch said, no, we need a black person. So she explicitly warned the Charlotte City Council that if they vote a non-black person into the interim role, voters will hold you accountable next year during municipal elections. So, you know, she's going to be spearheading it, letting the voters know, hey, they voted for a white person. They got to go. You know how this goes, folks. You know. Wow. National defense. Amid local outrage and accusations of racism from residents, the state level North Carolina NAACP issued a statement backing Matt and the branch's position. You see that? The messenger. Gratitude to the channel and chat. I've been here outside sweeping, listening the whole. Thank you, messenger. We're glad you're here, dear. Jim said she has no real friends, and we can all see why. Yes, Jim is right. My girls, her thinking is piss poor pitiful. Yes. Lord Tarakin, it's called racial blackmail. Boom, there you go. Robert, someone needs to confront her and say somebody in there that could sit somebody in there could do the job. Yeah, not based on skin color. That's what I'm saying. And what else can you say? So let me show you. I'm going to show, I want to show you the actual post because I have it pulled up. Hit that like button, please, folks. Thank you. Make sure you're checking out my shorts. I've been doing shorts on the 70s and 80s nostalgia. And I'm going to upload one once I end the live stream tonight. Everyone see this? Yeah, this is what she said. It's very interesting to watch some white people in a frenzy about black people loving and supporting black people. Meanwhile, they create movements and spaces solely for white people all of the time. The outrage must be about any black person who dares to have an independent thought and opinion. Poor things. White people created race and racism, but you continue to play the victim and create fake narratives. Everything in this country is predicated on race. White people did that, praying for you in this country. So they keep stoking the flames. They won't let it go. Someone needs to inform these brain rot people that Martin Luther King is dead and We Shall Overcome is not a number one hit. Yeah, they're still living off the embers from the civil rights movement. Yes, Jeremiah. Like they fear she will beat the... Right, Jim. What the heck? And the race hustler, she's a race hustler. They have to keep it alive. That's how they get paid. Al Sharptongue, all of these people. That's how they make their money. And so this is the NAACP Charlotte Mecklenburg branch. This is their page. And let me show you the original post. Hold on. And like I said, they've been losing their minds since SCOTUS issued that ruling. So let me get you right here. Yeah. All right. It is seriously disturbing for white folks to be lobbying to be the interim mayor in Charlotte. Our mayor, who recently resigned, is a Black woman who is a registered Democrat. And we said this before. They worship that Democrat Party. Oh, my God. They say they worship God, but they don't. They worship the Democratic Party. And the sad part is they don't even know it. Jim is laughing at me again. Rusty, how you doing, dear? Our mayor, okay. While Black representation is being undermined and stripped nationwide, white folks are either tone deaf or worse, self-centered. It's not about you. In Charlotte, Black voters have been intentional about having Black representation. What is the consensus after several discussions? If the city council votes a non-Black person in as interim mayor again, voters will hold you accountable next year. So yeah, that is blackmail. She's threatening them. And see, here's someone right here who thinks like I think. How about we try to get the most qualified person regardless of race, gender, or religion? Isn't that supposed to be how it works? Isn't that what Dr. King was talking about? So they talk about Dr. King and Malcolm X, but then they take their words out of context to make it, depends on what they're talking about. And they try to make it fit their narrative. CJ, you know she won't. Yes, Jim, I remember 8 tracks. I was a kid, I remember. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. And then they're, on here, their whole page, you're talking about racism and white supremacy and all of that. So, yeah, that's what they do here. They have to keep the race grift going. And that's all they have on here. So, they have to keep race hustling. That's what they do. And this is it. Okay, that lady, Miss Cleo, she was out there protesting last Friday when a lot of teachers across the state protested at the state capitol. I did not go. MAGA, we're Americans. What's good for one America should be good for the other. If it's not good for America. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? Boom. And so, yeah, she was at that protest of teachers that did not show up for their students last Friday. They were out there protesting for more money. So there she is. With that, she has a red turban on that day. She had one on that day. All right. So yeah. So everything they have on this page, okay, again, the race hustle is real. Yeah. They're shilling for the Democratic Party. We know that. I don't need to tell you that. You know that already. Jeremiah, right. They talk about Dr. King, but then they're talking about choosing people because of their Black skin and putting a Black person in that position. That's not what Dr. King was talking about. Lanita, boom. All these race hustlers are paid. My girls, yes. Right, Jim? Because they can't read, write, spell, nothing. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get 2 more people to hit that like button. And we're done. I will be live tomorrow exposing some more of these race hustlers. You know that's what I do. I don't care that YouTube's not sharing my video out like they used to. I will still continue to talk. Yes, get the likes up. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. I'll be live tomorrow, probably 6:30-ish, 6:30, yeah. All right. Now, let me show you before I go. If you have not been watching my shorts, you have been missing a treat. Please do. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Oh, Jim, Eastern Standard Time. I'm here at Fort Bragg. So let me type it in the comment section. Yes, Jim, I'm EST. Yes, sir. EST. Woo! Jim, hold on, dear. I want to show you. And some CJ, I told you I've been doing my shorts. My shorts are YouTube shares my shorts. They just don't share my political videos. Oh, okay, Jim. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're Mountain Standard. Okay, Jim. Thank you. Okay, Manga tomorrow. Okay, let me show you all. Let me go to the home page and show you. So YouTube has been showing. They'll share out. It's crazy. They will share out my shorts, but they won't share out my political videos, and we know why. They won't share them out because it's not liberal, it's conservative. But that's cool. Let me share one more page with you, and then we're done. All right. And when you watch the shorts, hit the like button, folks. That helps the videos go a really long way. Let me show you. All right. I'll take this down. And I will go to the next page. And I hope you enjoyed it. And the Democrats are just falling apart. And I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, let me share this with you. Okay. All right, can everyone see this? Now, this is the one I've tried to upload at least one per night. It is CJ, but I don't know what were you telling me, Tarakin? Can everyone see? They'll share my shorts, but my political videos that are conservative, if I get 200 views, it's you know, which I don't usually, not anymore. Right, Steve? Okay. So look at my shorts. You see anyone see a pattern? See the difference? Right, Lanita? Thank you, dear. Yeah. So you see, they share what they want to share. But conservative videos, so a smaller channel like myself, they won't share the videos out. So look at this. Look at how they share out my shorts. Everyone see these? So I even have one that's over 1 million views. Look at this. Look at the views I get. Anyone see the difference? Yeah, because they won't share it out to Reagan. Yeah. Yeah. So look at the view. Look, I have a video over 1 million views, 795,000. Look at this. 223, 13, 17, 341, 92. Yeah. But look at my political shorts. Everyone see the difference? My political videos, when I'm talking about Trump, look, 920 views. Thank you, CJ. Here's old Al Sharptongue, 990. Kamala Harris, 2,000 views. See this? Anyone see a difference? Trump, when Trump was talking about traitors in the U.S. military, 495 views. Everybody see that? Thank you, Tareka. Yeah, a lot of people are telling me about their moms and dads, and I'm talking about things that I loved as a child, and obviously a lot of other people loved as well. Yes, Rusty, YT definitely has TDS because they share my shorts on 70s nostalgia, 80s nostalgia. When I do political video shorts or political lives, conservative lives, they don't share them out. But look at this. So you see, everyone sees the difference, right? Right, Steve? Thank you, Tareka. Tareka said, I'm still winning. Thank you. All right, so we're done. And I will upload a short within the next 30 minutes. So check out the shorts. You'll see some things you haven't seen in a while. Things that I loved as a child. Many things that you loved as a child. Commercials you loved as a child. Things you had in your home as a child. That's what I'm putting in my shorts. And you know who my favorite group is. So you know I had to put one in on the Stones. And for Mother's Day, make sure you check out this special one that I did. I did some research. I did not know Paul McCartney wrote the song Let It Be after he had a dream about his mother because he was having problems. The group was on the verge of breaking up. I never knew that. Thank you, Bowen. Rusty, I was on Rumble and then they shut it down. So I don't know. And I haven't been back on there. My channel disappeared on Rumble. So, and you know, Rumble is connected to YT. So I was just like, whatever. So yeah, check out the shorts. I did these three specifically on Mother's Day because the Rolling Stones, Mother's Little Helper, and then Let It Be. Because Paul McCartney wrote this after his mother. His mother's name was Mary. And thank you, Beverly. She came to him in a dream. I was like, oh my God. And then The Intruders. I'll always love my mother. So yeah. And yeah, check these videos out. You know I love the Stones. You know I love Blondie. So you'll see a lot of things that. And then I love John Travolta. Oh my God, he lit the 70s up. Everything he touched was like gold. So I got a little Urban Cowboy here. I got some Saturday Night Fever. I even got some Gordon Lightfoot. Let me play this for you. Uh-oh. I'll just play this one. You can go check them out. Hit that like button. I love these videos. And I try to choose poignant songs that were really, they really get you emotional. You too, Jim. See you tomorrow. Thank you for joining our family, dear. For all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own. Give up my life, my heart. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. You taught me how to love. What it's up. Never said too much, but still you showed the way. And I knew from watching you. And it's I'm telling you, I have had so many people leave comments. My girls, I'm trying to keep up. that song, when I made the shorts with that song, there's another short. I cried. I have so many people that left comments saying that they love it, but they also share like little emojis that are crying, because you start thinking about your childhood. You start thinking about the good times. You start thinking about the people that are no longer here. And it's very touching to me. So yeah. Let me know. Check out the shorts. I do one every day. I try to include furniture, all kinds of nostalgia. Oh yeah, love to you too, dear. So check out my shorts. Hit that like button. I try, my girls, I've been answering your responses. I try to get to your responses, but some people, oh my God, they're leaving so many comments. Thank you, Greg. As a mod, you should be able to see my comments. Very touching. Flood of memories. My girls, yes. So many people say, this reminds me of my mother. My mother was alive at that time. My father was alive. I mean, people are like, I'm here. I'm in tears. I'm like, oh my God. So this is really hitting a nerve. So yeah. But yeah, check out the shorts. Check me out tomorrow. About 6:30, I'll be live, okay? And I thank all of you for supporting the channel. We don't care what YT does. We will continue, okay, to do what we do. I don't care. YouTube shutting people's channels down. They're demonetizing people. They're doing all kinds of things. We will keep moving. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Thank you for spending this time, your very precious time with me here on our channel. It belongs to all of us. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat station. Where are we here? Let me get ready to close this out. Okay. So I'm coming now. I will come and talk to you in the comment section until YouTube shuts us down. Oh, my girls, I'll go check that out. My girls, I see when someone leaves a dumb comment. I've seen you check a few people talking about slow it down. All you have to do is hit, and I see you respond, hit the pause button. Thank you, my girls. My girls always has my back, because some of these people, I don't know. Do they not know? Just hit, it will pause. You can sit there and look at it for an hour if you want. Oh, all right. I love you. Be safe. Be cognizant of your surroundings. I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section.